Welcome everyone. My name is David. This is Fiji from Do Yoga With Me. This is one of our videos on nurturing yourself. And this video in particular is on the topic of resiliency. Resiliency is, we see the connection between resiliency and nurturing yourself because you need to be resilient in order to establish a daily practice that leads to something that's nurturing for you, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what I'm asking Fiji today is how she has used resiliency to establish her own daily yoga practice over the years to arrive at the place where she is today.
Okay, awesome. For me, I was explaining earlier that it's a little bit like a dog chasing its tail, but in a really good way. Is that I've learned over the course of the years that by having a regular practice, I'm more resilient in all aspects of my life. Physically, I'm more resilient. I can bounce back from an illness or an injury quicker. My patience is increased as a mom, as a friend, as a partner. I need to have a regular practice to actually really step into my full potential. And I understand that about myself now. But I do also understand and acknowledge that having a regular practice can be difficult because there are always obstacles that are popping up in your life, always making it more tricky to get onto your mat and do the thing that really nourishes you. So I try and remind myself often that those obstacles are way bigger than I think that they are. Like I can't find childcare, so I can't do my practice. And I step back and I think about this obstacle that seems so huge in front of me, but really it's not. It's a small obstacle. I just have to take a step and ask for help is usually what it is. Asking for help almost always removes the obstacles, and there's people around us who are always trying to help, especially when they know that we're trying to get to something that is nurturing for us. I also notice that if I step away from my practice, I see the impacts in my life. So I know that I need to put the effort in to get that regular practice going again. And that whatever effort I have to put forward to make it happen will be repaid in tenfold in what I get in my practice. So it's just coming back to these realities in your head that you've learned over the years and reminding yourself of them when you get overwhelmed by all of these things that show up in life that make it hard to get onto your mat.
Yeah, it really speaks to the challenges of life, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Like everybody, so you've got things that get in your way every day, right? Work, you've got all of your life obligations, your children. And I find not only that, so it's hard to fit a daily practice in, but then you get into the headspace, and my wife and I talk about this all the time. We keep scheduling ourselves, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, when can I schedule my yoga practice in?
Yeah.
And then there's resistance there. I don't want to schedule my life anymore because we talk about scheduling so much, especially if you have more than one kid who's involved in more than one activity.
Yeah.
And I have done my best, and maybe this is what you're speaking to as well, to embrace that reality. Mm-hmm. Because once you get past that, if you do schedule that practice in and you make it a regular practice, it rewards you, like you said, tenfold. It makes your life, it makes those obstacles so much smaller. Because you have the energy and you have the attitude and the mental clarity to get through your day.
We need to, when we're building our schedules, maybe we need a shift in perspective as far as our priorities go. And that's what it is. And I think with self-care and with nourishing is that we put things that are self-care lower on the list of important priorities. You know, grocery shopping is much more important than me going and getting a yoga class, but maybe one day it's not. Maybe somebody else can do the grocery shopping, or that night you can just go through the cupboards and figure out what you're going to creatively make. Maybe the yoga practice actually is just as important as doing those things that we see as being higher priorities on the list and not feeling guilty about making time for this. I actually think that scheduling your yoga practice in is a really good idea because once it's in one of your blocks on your schedule, you don't see it anymore. It's just a block that you can't put something else into. And that's the problem, is that we put too many things into our schedule every day, so we don't have the time or energy to do our practice. If we start holding some of those blocks as sacred times that can't have things put into them, then it just helps to live a more balanced life too.
Yeah, it's interesting around the food one. I've done my best to lower the expectations of my children around the meals that I'm making. Because it's not only about like my own well-being, but it's being able to spend time with them.
Yes.
If I'm like making these elaborate meals, then I'm just focused on the kitchen.
Yes.
For like an hour.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are great suggestions. I hope that these videos are helpful for you as well. We have, as you probably know, we have a lot of resources on our website that make the schedule for you. We have challenges and programs that take you through anywhere from 1 week to a few months.
Yeah.
If you're not certain what class to do every day. Thank you, Fiji. That was great. It's always nice to talk to you, and feel free to comment below this video and ask questions, maybe pose the topic for the next video that we film. Take care.